Yeah, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the graphic design training. I believe we're all doing great today. This morning, I will show you how you can come up with monogram logo with letter GE initial. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the process of designing this logo to the process of presenting it on a markup using your desired color. Everything is going to be explained in detail. Kindly follow me from beginning to the end so that you will not miss any of the steps to achieve this. In a nutshell, at the end of this tutorial, you are going to learn how to come up with any monogram logo of any kind of initial. Without wasting much of our time, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is to use shape to carve out all our logo. What I'm going to do is to go to the shape. Having this circle shape, I will go back to opacity, reduce it to 0. Then I will go to the stroke, enable the stroke, depends on how thick I want it to be. For instance, just make it to be 60. After making it to be 60, you can now reduce. When you reduce, the first thing is you use your relative position to center. After centralize it, then we need to cut out some parts. Or better still, you can go in there. Instead of you to achieve it that way, you can have it changed to half circle. When you change it to half circle, then position it around there. What you need to do for next is to reduce the size first before you position it to this part. After positioning to that part, then what you need to do next is to have your design being cut out to form letter G. Or better still, there are another option we can use. After setting it this way, reduce the size, position it to the center, turn on your grid as was shown like this. Then the next thing is to lock it. When you lock it, go back to the shape. Have your shape being measured directly as better as this. Position this to the center to make sure that everything is actually plumb. So when you position, you use it to cut out this particular area. What are you doing? You are indirectly making use of what? Making use of the size. When you're able to do that, you make sure that you position it very well. So when you, after finishing that, we are going to copy the same thing, copy it, have it position around there. Where we are going to do the neat job is where we are going to cut out all this trash. So after you are able to measure it that way, then the next thing we need to do is to cut it out. But there should be a space in between this. So which means I'm going to my relative size off it before you do it, then you enable by what? By reducing it. Now everything seems to be plumb. So what we're going to do next to make everything work is to make sure that we cut out the exact part that we need to cut out. So what I need to do next is to now tap on this circle, go back to my opacity, which will be able to give me the accurate cutout. You need to take your time, rotate it just as fast as this. Then you make it to be what? You make it to be straight. Okay, just first of all make a straight line with this particular line. So after you're able to make that without stress, turn on your grid, then click on movement 1 so that you should be able to move it to this particular side. Remember, if you mistakenly to record, there is probability that everything will not be okay. So now tap here, then you cut out this particular area. There's a room for amendment. What you need to do now is to give all these the same color as circle so that any flaw or anomaly will not be showing here. So when we look at it, are we able to form the exact shape that we are expecting? You need to take your time at this juncture. So when you look at it, everything seems to be cool, but we need to do a kind of a little adjustment, which you can say. Okay, perfect. Then when you look at it, we're able to get what we want. So what you need to do next, don't merge yet. Just tap on everything, then move it to one particular side so that you can be able to do the remaining one. So now tap on this arrow. This one should be able to give you what you want. Cancel it first. Then we don't need the bezier, sorry. We need to tap on the arrow again because we need the arrow. So after you click on this arrow, that one will be able to give you an avenue to form whatever you want to form here. So just make sure that everything seems to be in line with what you want. So after you position that, you can go in back to the mask. While we are using a mask to cut out some parts here too to make everything seem work. So okay, cool. So you can tap on it again and move it towards the back for you to be able to form whatever you want to form. Okay, okay, good. Now that we cut out that, we can go to the color, give it the black color as well to make sure that everything seems to be good. And when you look at it, we're able to form letter G with what we actually wanted. So now where we need to do a clean job, we need to do a clean job here by copy. So we need to copy this. Okay, very good. So after copied it, then the next thing we need to do is to do a kind of a rotation. So we rotate to this side. After rotation, we need to centralize it. So after we are able to centralize, then the next thing we need to do is to tap on this, copy any of this. After you are able to copy, then we need to make it long. Go to relative size for you to make it long with accurate size without any distortion. Just close the enable, don't enable it. Then that one will give you the avenue to make it a long without stretching it. Okay, so when you make it long, you can position it and see for yourself. You see it's not distorted. Okay, perfect. So if you want to reduce, because no way you will touch it without affecting it. Okay, perfect. So now you can adjust to your own desire. Okay, you can see, right? So everything seems to be cool, very fast and very well arranged. Okay, so you can just adjust a little bit for you to be able to see how clearly it is. Now we are done with everything and everything seems to be cool. You can reduce the size a bit if you think it's too long. Now everything seems to be cool. So now tap on this because we are forming letter E. Tap on this. Sorry, tap on this. Then you go into your mask. Let the mask help you do the remaining work. Okay, remember we already use a mask for that, so your pixellab will still remember. So tap on empty text, merge it together with this. When you merge it together, it means that previous actions will not be remembered anymore. So you can now tap on this, it will take it. Now move it to one side where you want to cut out some part of the shape, but you have to take your take your time to measure. Don't let it move to one side than another. Okay, so make sure that you cut out the expected part that you actually wanted. If possible, turn on your grid. The grid will give you a little guides on what to do. Okay. So just adjust. Then you can see everything seems to work the way you want. So what we need to do next is to go back to the shape, have your circle shape just as perfect as this. Then go to the opacity, reduce your opacity to be 0, then increase your stroke very well. After that, you have to reduce the size. As you can see, just go to the stroke, have your stroke to be reduced as well. So make sure that everything is uniform as expected. So now what we need to do, we need to make this one somehow bigger and bolder than this. So we can go to the stroke, have it increase a little bit. Okay, it should be perfect as this. So we need to position this at the mouth here, so we can reduce if we actually want, then position it like a professional to make sure that everything seems okay. So now that has been done, we can copy and position the second one to the mouth. But where there will be an issue, this one is taking more space. So we need to adjust in such a way that other things can come out. So a little space will be the best. Then reducing the size could be the best options while we have a little space inside. So the stroke should be reduced. Okay, perfect. So now move it to area where you want it to be. So we can have this deleted. Tap on this one. Position it to expected place. Okay, perfect. The size can still be reduced based on the observation. You need to take your time, no need to rush. So have this one adjusted as well. Okay, after you're able to do this, then the next thing you need to do, no cause for alarm. So we need to put a little push, we need to put this. Okay, just enable. Is it going to work? If it doesn't work, you need to copy the second one. So copy this. That is the reason why I said don't merge, so that you will not just be reselecting shape. So you can lay your hands on this. Okay, so use your relative position. You can see, just adjust a little bit. Okay, perfect. Then to make it, to maintain it very well, just reduce the size a bit. Perfect. Then let it go in. Perfect. Now we are able to form letter what? We are able to form letter G and E. Now the next thing we need to do is to do our merging. So we need to, to merge it. So we need to merge this one first. Let's say. So there is mistake here. So we need to back. So what we need to do next, we need to check everything one after the other. So which means we need to merge this first. Okay, perfect. Then we merge the second part. Very good. So now that we are able to do that, okay, there is still an error there. So we need to back. We need to back. So let's check this. This one is cool, right? So the next thing we need to do is to merge the remaining thing separately. Now everything's done. Okay, so what we need to do, don't reduce the size yet. Move them towards each other just as this, because we are forming logo. Then you can see everything is uniform. So you can now merge them together. After position it, then reduce the size. Now position it to the center, as you can see it. So go back to the color where you want to give color. Give it your own desired color. So we can go in within 5 minutes, go to our write up, since we already make our logo. So we have our logo brand name to be Glimex. So we have Glimex Empire, and this is one of the custom logo you can never find. No one can copy. No matter how they copy it, it won't look the same. It will never look the same. So after you position that, then you are going to position this underneath. Have it centralized. Make sure you check for centralization of this as well. Seem to be cool. After that has been achieved, we need to go into write up details of what the business is all about. So they deals with all kind. They deal with all kinds of wear, all kinds of wear. You can see all kind of wears, both male and female. So is that right? So after that, but I was thinking before we put this one in, there should be in something coming before that. So I'm thinking of having the slogan before that. So having a good slogan, let it be around here. Okay. So when it is around here, position it here. Have it like this. Then the next thing we need to do, I'm changing this color to black. Okay, then having this color change to the color we used before, then position this here. Perfect. Copy this. Okay, before copy, so that we will not repeat the process. Let's think about the font we are using. So I want to use Montezera. So if you are using Montezera, then I can be able to copy this. Then we have our slogans to be, or let's say we have you covered. Okay, so when we have that, I'm thinking of using all these stylish fonts could be the best. Okay, so let's use all these stylish fonts. So let's use Alicia. So or Alora. Think I can get that. So when we use Alora font to be here, so that should be cool. Then we can expand this a bit. Well, let me check, is it in capital letter? If it is, let make everything to be in small letter. Okay, for us to be able to have control over it. Go back to your padding and allow all the text to show. Reduce the size again so that everything can fit in. You can bring this one in down a bit. Okay, perfect. So now that we have everything seem to be cool here, we are not changing anything than the color. Have the color change. If it doesn't show well, then we can improvise by changing the color to this. Change the color to this. Then now we do something by making a stroke. That stroke will carry black color. Then you increase a bit, just a bit. Then have this position, change the color to white again. So position it well. Okay, cool. So I'm thinking of do the same thing here. Having your stroke could be able to make this one of yours as well. 4 could be okay, and everything will seem to be right. Okay, perfect. So now we have everything covered as expected. The size can still be increased if we want. Just make sure you follow your relative position to centralize the whole thing. Now we deal with all kinds of everything is seem to be right, but we need to change the color to black to make everything seem cool. So after that, you have to arrange and make a justification to your text. Should not go beyond this line, but let's make it centralized so that everything can be commanded underlined. Okay, perfect. So now we have all the work done, but we need to reduce this to make sure everything seems cool. Now position this to the center, merge everything to merge, just move it up. If you merge unnecessarily, your work will lose quality. Now remember, this is not really centralized. We have an escape test here. Everything seems to be well arranged as expected. Now that you've covered everything and you discover everything seems to be cool, heading back to your gallery, locate where you have your social media icon that you want to use. So I don't want us to waste time. I want to just tap and cut out area where I have here. To take it for instance, since I'm using a black color, I'm going to just copy this. Okay, so copy this. There are one options or something I'm still need to do here. So cut out this part again. Now I will position this here. Since things are well arranged, just position, turn on your grid and use it as a kind of a demarcation. So after that has been done, you need to copy this text. Then what you need to do is to put in, so glimex underscore empire. So you can see. So now we are going to increase the size and have it position around here. But I'm having another thought of changing the second one as well. But I will first of all reposition to look at it clearly. Is this actually okay the way we want it? So when you look at it, everything seems to be cool the way we want it. So now give it a breathing space and make sure everything seems to work out as we expect. So now position this, bring it down a bit as well. Okay, so after that you bring this one down. Arrangement actually matter as well. So after you're able to bring that, then we look at this. Can we bold it to make sure that it actually show what we want? Then when we bold it, we're able to see clearly. Okay, cool. Then reposition just as this. Then after that has been done, you will look at the tab corner. Is everything seem right as we want? So you can merge these together, bringing it down just to very a little bit closer. Then we do the same thing around this area. Just bring it down a bit. Okay, so now that everything actually cover, then we can position this here. Okay, cool. Now the next thing we are going to do, we have everything at tips of our hand. So I want to improvise with something. So we just come here. It depends on what you want and how you want it. So we tap on that. So when you tap on that, tap on it. Then you go in there, click on your zero. Let zero cut out some part for you. To reduce the size very well, position it here. Move it to this side. still continue to move it so that you can have the exact result you want. Now you see we have exact result that we want. So what we need to just do next, position that there. Then we are going to do the same thing by position it here too. Okay. Okay, this is perfect. But the next thing we need to do, we don't need to make it we need to make it obvious. So tap on empty transparent background. That was the first thing. Then you'll have your logo save. Okay, very cool. Very cool. We are done with the whole process, and that's the first process. So you can still further go ahead by change all the color to white for you to be able to have your 2D logo at your hands. You can see. So adjust this a bit, and everything seems to be cool now, right? Very cool. So we can have this one merge. Everything can be merged now that we have it, and you might decide not to merge it first. So you can have letter G and E. Another trick I still got for your work not to be distorted, don't click OK like this. Click back to come down and save. So for that, you won't lose, your work will not be distorted or scattered. And when we view it back, you will see exactly the way it is. But when you save it like that automatically, you will lose your work because everything will seem distorted. So now we have everything saved. So you can save your work as PNG, then as Ultra. So after having the work saved, then we can move into where we want to present it on the 3D logo. So now go back to your Chrome browser, tap on the Chrome browser. When you get to your Chrome browser, go to the website called www.photopea.com. You remember at the description of this video, there will be a link to the mockup I'm going to use. Make sure you download. After downloading, extract it with Zarchiver to your phone the way we extract fonts. Then you can follow this process. Tap on the open from computer, tap from file. You need to locate where you have that mockup. So take it for instance, I'm looking for that mockup, so which I believe should be on my drive. So I will check my drive after opening. Okay, so I will go to, let's say, the app, then go to the where I can get it. There is an item anyway, so we need to scroll down, or it's not this one. It can be this. This is not the folder. So tap on the second one. Tapping on the second one for me to see clearly. So it should be one out of the two anyway. Okay, this is it. So these are my markups. So let me check. I should be able to see one here, and there are two. Okay, so we have it already, and this is the markup I want to use, as you can see. So I'm thinking of using this markup too. Could be the best if I use it, but because of the black stuff, it might not be obvious. So let's use this. Tap on it, then you click on select. Now the funny thing about this website, there are many things you are going to be encountered. That's why you need to learn and have experience about it. When you first of all tap, you might not see anything. Loading, you won't see it. Don't think the site will not respond. Okay, you need to exercise patience whenever you are running markup on this site. First of all, give it a little time. When you look at it that within 1 minute nothing seems to be working, you can repeat the previous process. But before you do that, refresh the page. Now you see the mockup we are using. Tap on this layer. This is what I'm typing. You can see where my cursor is blinking. You can see, tap it. When you tap it, you see the first thing, place your logo here. Double tap. Then you see another layer that will pop up. If you have opportunity, you encounter this. It's simple. Go up, you see, under this line of the star, you see where my cursor is moving. Just move it to one side and you click close. You can see, very simple. Now hide everything. Just tap on this eye icon. Hide it. Close again. Now click on file. Open and place. Click on file again. Remember the design we just made, that design that we just finished now that took us some times. So you need to tap on the image. If that one not quickly open what you want, you can come in down, tap on your photos. Get into your photos, click on Pixellab. Don't make mistake. The first one is the one with the background. The second one is not. You need to pay attention to what you are doing. So tap on it. So we wait for it to load, then we position it very well. Now you see this, you can drag the edge to make it bigger. For some of us, after the result came out, it won't be what? It won't be bigger, it will be smaller. There's no cost for alarm for that. You are going to be taught how that one will be done. So now after you position and dragging it very well, just tap on the file and click on save with smart object. And smart object is not opening on my own. I don't see smart object. It means you don't have the right markup or you don't extract the markup well. You don't have the skills. A training has been organized for us to be able to know how to do that. You can join as well and learn instead of you wasting your time, your data, and give yourself unnecessary stress. Now tap on this. When you tap it will change. No magic there. Once you know what you do, it's very simple. Some people normally come up, my phone is very slow, I can't use it. Why? You have a 6 gig RAM phone, 4 gig RAM phone, you are saying you can't do it. The phone I'm using to run it is 3 gig RAM phone. This is my second phone. I'm using it to run it. It will work perfectly. We'll see. So you need to tap on that markup, then be looking. It will change. You don't need to rush. One is change, you will see. Nothing is done behind the screen. Everything is displayed openly. Just learn the basic, how it is being done. It's just a template where we are replicating. Now the work is done. No magic there. And what you normally encounter is this is very, very small. And there is a way more to this, you see. So the effect I use, I really work. It might seem blurring or anything. I don't care. I will walk you through the process. Click on export as PNG. That's the first thing. Okay. So after that, the next thing we need to do is to click on save. Just tap on save. And when we click on save, the save icon should be pop up at the top for us to be able to see. Then you can see the work. Is this not cool enough? Thank you for watching. This is just a tips on how you can come up with branding logo of your choice. You might not customize, just put in your Glimex Empire, put your slogan, and you are good to go. The logo alone can be used for as a PNG in any social media or in web design. This is cool. The color can be changed into different way. Before we match, we can modify the color. I believe we'll learn something from this morning. Thanks for watching. God bless you.